Oh, does it put up a thing or something and it says, "Oh yeah, hamster's coming live"? Oh yeah, or something. I don't know. No, I had to take a constitutional. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello. Who's here? JR D-Man. Brandon is here. We've got the king, the emperor, the chief, the head cheese of Canada, Chris Mitchell, in the chat. There he is. Nappy time. You know, I already took a nap, and I think I need another one. I don't know. It's just I'm just so lazy today. It's terrible. Brandon Trueblood says we are fucking magic. Chris, you doing a stream later, or was that last night? I can't keep track of everyone's streams. No, JR, I did not pass up. I have not had anything to drink. I have water. It's about getting ready to get hotter than shit here in St. Louis, so it's time to drink water, a lot of it, because we're gonna sweat. Supposed to get up in like 90s or something this week. Holy shit. The heat's on, baby. The heat is on. Oh, Chris, if you do have it. Hey, Sifu. Hi. If you're having a stream later or whatever, you can blink I think you have a wrench. So like it. All right. So I found this channel, and I thought it'd be just a little for giggles. The ReporterZ, or the ReporterZ. Feminism, the people have spoken, street journalism. Well, look at this fine example of a young American man here. Or is that well, I don't even know anymore. It could be either. Let's jump right in and see what's happening.
How do you guys feel about feminism?
Wait, let me turn that up a little bit. I don't want to rip you off of these delicious comments. Go on.
We live.
We live.
We love it.
We live for it.
We live. What is that?
Probably even a little louder. Wait. Damn it, hamster. You should have set it up beforehand. I know. I just don't have that fancy widget that Scotty's side has. I'll have to get one.
What do you mean? We live for it.
We eat it.
We live for it.
Yeah.
Feminism.
It should be out there.
How do y'all feel about the men's rights movement?
Bye. Men shouldn't have rights.
Men shouldn't have rights. So, you know, assuming that this person might identify as a male, you're saying you shouldn't have rights. Does that make any sense to anyone? No.
Women should have absolutely no fucking rights.
Dude bro's been getting those 2-for-1 tap beers all night.
Men
apparently.
get zero appreciation. You hear me?
I hear you, man.
How do you feel about the term toxic masculinity? How do you feel about that?
It's just women being fucking soft.
There's nothing like putting a microphone in the face of someone who's drunk off his freaking tits.
Not appreciating us enough. You hear me?
Well, I appreciate the fact that you've had a keg of beer tonight.
Not appreciating us.
And I don't mean a small one. I mean a big one.
For what we do.
If you had one message to say to women right now about feminism, what would you say to them?
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I just want to get laid.
I think this is in Tallahassee, Florida, so there's some dude bros.
Hit me up.
How do you feel about feminism? You know,
Yes,
I feel
sir.
like I'm gonna take a moment to think.
Look, everybody's got a mom, right?
Yeah.
So to
Normally.
not be a feminist would be like, you know, fuck.
Except, well, okay. But your mom doesn't necessarily have to be female.
You mom, or your grandma, or your sister, or something like that. So it's like,
Yeah.
To not be a feminist would be like saying "fuck you, mom," "fuck you, grandma," "fuck you, auntie," "fuck you, cousin," "fuck you, great grandma," "fuck you, bro." Basically, "fuck you, Eve,"
lunch lady,
"fuck you, fuck you," like, bro.
Michelle Obama. Like, come on now, like
what?
"Fuck you, Oprah." What?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it interesting that one can be in favor of women's rights and not be a fembot? I don't know. How does that happen? Not even, that's crazy.
But we're all female at one point. So. We are literally all female. Like,
How does that work?
Oh, in the womb, we all start out as girls. Is that it?
basically, in the womb.
Yeah, actually, like when as a fetus is developing, it starts off with like
being genetically female, and then eventually,
Wow.
you know, it either gets the extra X or the Y, and then
I don't think it works that way. I think the chromosomes are kind of built in, and then eventually, what is it? Estrogen and testosterone.
all women. That's
Yeah, I'm not a biologist, so I can't speak.
all women. We are all women. Yeah.
So we're all
I am woman, hear me roar.
all women.
Yeah.
100% female.
It'll start out that way, and that's why we all have nipples.
Oh, that's why we all have nipples, because we were all girls once. Oh, well, you learn something new every day, I
I
guess.
feel like something that women.
Yes, sir. I know you haven't given it a lot of thought. I get it.
What's your opinion about feminism?
I was 4 years old. That's when my mom came up to me. She started talking to me about that stuff. To be honest, my mom would support it. I'm Jewish.
Dude. Man, this must have been a freaking slamming party. There's just a bunch of drunk
Talking to me
people
about
everywhere.
that stuff. To be honest, my mom would support it. I'm Jewish.
Okay. You're Jewish. Good.
I'm Jewish.
Well, hey, L'chaim.
Feminism.
What do you want, a medal? Jesus.
Women have plenty of rights.
Like right. What do you mean by that?
The right to make me a sandwich.
Oh, God.
How do you feel about feminism?
Love feminism.
Really? Why?
Men suck.
Oh, okay. But feminism isn't a man-hating bunch of, well,
What sex?
a coven of witches.
Everything. They treat girls like shit and think that's fine.
Really? Men you choose treat you like shit. I see.
And all men are mid.
Nah, there could be trans men. Come on now, let's be inclusive here.
So how can
Send her to training.
men do better? How can we do better?
Maybe treat
Shut up.
decency.
Stop talking.
Oh, the alpha, the queen bee comes in.
So men can be feminists too, right?
Yeah, they're definitely men. They're feminists. Harry Styles, love of my life. Harry Styles definitely feminist.
So all guys should aspire to be like Harry Styles?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
What would you say to people out there who, when I say feminism, they're like, fuck that. They're like, yo, fuck you and fuck women. How do you feel about that?
I think that you should crawl in a hole and die.
I don't think many people say that. They might say F feminism, but not women. Come on.
With love.
Yes.
No homo.
Why do you say no homo?
No homo. I said no homo.
No homo. What does that have to do with feminism?
Why do you say no homo though?
Because you said feminism, and that's a man. So I say no homo, though.
What do you think the definition of feminism is?
Shit, like, you feel me? The female aspects of shit, you feel me? Like plants.
Are you a feminist?
I'm not a feminist.
Okay. You evil, toxic man.
Why aren't you one?
I'm saying like sometimes like they're a little like too over the top,
You think? Just a bit, maybe?
but like at the same time they're trying to make a change.
Do you believe they're living in a fantasy world of oppression that doesn't exist? I mean, I could probably do these interviews on the street, but then all the girls would be, "Oh, you're creepy. You're old and fat. Call the police." Yeah.
You know, like the wage gap and stuff. Like
The wage. Oh God. He's just got a taste of the nonsense, just a little.
You have your middle finger up right now. Why is your middle finger up?
No to being a feminist. He said no to being a fucking feminist. You said no to being a
I
feminist.
didn't say anything. Bro.
Yeah, you did. You said you're not a feminist. Boom.
Are you a feminist?
I'm not a feminist.
Y'all say y'all talk about fentanyl?
Jesus God, how do these people even stand up at this point? Oh my God. Holy joy. Must have been happy hour. Looks like they've had plenty to partake in the party. Sifu says, how dare you? How dare you? Yeah, Free Ross is saying what? I hope feminists cheat their feminist utopia just without my money and stay the hell. Sure, make their own country. Give them California. Give them the West Coast so they have room to, run around and protest and bitch about things that aren't actually happening. That'd be perfect.
I said feminism. Feminism.
Oh, feminism.
Better than fentanyl.
I love women. I love women more than fentanyl. Fentanyl pussy.
Damn.
Or the
This bro got a hold of some zombie kush. That's what I'm saying.
the grace that a woman can give you is obviously women. Wait, women plus fentanyl, that's got to be a 20 out of 10. 20 out of 10.
On the day before my 19th birthday, on my 3.65 over 366,
Math. Well, she almost got it right. It's close.
I would like to say, go women, love your girlfriends, support them till the day you die, eat their food, let them eat your food, let them drink your alcohol.
Oh.
Every man will fuck you over each and every time, over time and time again. Fuck them.
I believe that.
Did she contradict herself within 5 seconds? Maybe I just heard it wrong.
Love your girlfriends,
Mhm.
support them till the day you die, eat their
Yes.
food, let them eat your food,
Okay.
let them drink your alcohol.
Sure.
Every man will fuck you over each and every time, over time and time again. Fuck them.
I believe that everyone should.
Oh. I do wonder if it has anything to do with the men you choose. Nah, just evil men.
Have rights no matter the color of their skin, their gender, anything like that.
Yeah.
I honestly think that people need to chill the fuck out and everyone should just be people together. We're all on this earth together. This shit's fucked up. Everyone knows what's going on in the world. And I think that we should all just be together, peace, love, unity, and respect as one population, as the United States of America and the globe. I think that we should all just chill out and be together. And that's all I got to say.
But that's not the goal, is it, people? No. Oh, Joe Rogan. I wonder if the liberals are going to like him better now. Should we hear what he had to say? I'm not even sure if it switched. No, it didn't. I'm sorry. Oh, so I'll switch. Jeez, why does it do that? Why do they? I got to get this shit figured out. You think I'd know how to run it by now, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? All right, Joe. What? Tell us about killing some babies.
So apparently, abortion's illegal again, right? What happened?
No. Nope. No, it's not. Nope.
Happened. What, here? Did you hear what happened? Not just here. No, there's a leaked memo. Apparently, someone leaked something that says that they're going to.
It's called a Supreme Court draft decision. Yes.
Overturn Roe v. Wade.
Yeah. Yes, Joe.
I don't know if it's real. Everyone's already commenting on it as if
this was a couple days ago. So yeah, it eventually came out as authentic.
Real. I don't know if it is real, but apparently what that means is that it's going to be up to the states. So people who live in states,
God forbid, people get to vote on it. Oh my God!
Where abortion is already, like blue states. I don't think they have a worry.
No, they don't. Yet they're protesting in New York City anyway. Kind of makes you wonder where their heads are at.
But other states probably do.
Yes, 13 of them.
It's kind of.
Hey, medical tourism.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're already talking about that in Illinois. Apparently, a good percentage of. I don't know what the abortion laws are in Missouri. I have honestly no idea. But Illinois is probably better if you want an abortion. Apparently, there's a sizable number of people from Missouri, women, that go to Illinois to get their, get it all worked over there, get the thing out of the poon, yada.
It's gonna happen. It's fucking weird, man. It's weird. People telling other people what they can and can't do with their body is weird.
Really, really, Joe. Okay. It's weird that we have certain laws in this country. Because you could go to the extreme and make corner cases. Well, if I want to go kill someone with my body, why should anyone be able to tell me I can't do that? Obviously an extreme example, but I think you get my point, don't you? There are laws. The society agrees upon laws and everybody follows those. So,
because
that we'll get to the fatherhood later.
Like Texas has a weird law. No, I shouldn't say a weird law, a terrible law where it's 6 weeks. Who the fuck knows they're pregnant at 6 weeks?
You know, you'd probably be less concerned about that if you were consistently using birth control, Joe, which is still available in Texas as far as I know. You run down to the HEB pharmacy and get all the birth control pills and rubbers and emergency B plans and C plans and plan A's and whatever the hell you want. Right there in Texas. So maybe prevention.
You just missed your period. Like people
I just found out I had COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Could
have been a baby ago.
Now I will be on his side a little. I think 6 weeks is a little early. Because women apparently, especially like athletic women or whatever, or certain, types that, different metabolism, whatever, sometimes will miss periods. So that's not necessarily an indication they're pregnant. So yeah, I think 6 weeks it'll be on the early side.
And girls who have irregular periods, that happens all the time.
That's my point.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it does. Yeah. I think that like really athletic women, like top performing Olympic type women, they don't get their period. At least I've heard a story. I'm not one,
but that's what I hear. I hear it happens all the time, and so
that's what I've heard too.
For the longest time, people have dealt with that and just sort of live their life and take a pregnancy test, and now you find out that you're pregnant. You literally have like a fucking week to find a place, get an abortion. If you want to get an abortion, make a decision. You have to make a decision. But
so Joe, what would be the better time frame? Would 8 weeks be okay? That's too much. Make it 9, so you miss 2 periods. Would that be a good number? Okay, well let's do that then. Say it's 9 weeks. How about that? No, that's not what the pro-aborts want, is it, Joe? You know that. I know that. They want to have it right up until the end. Come on now, Joe. Come on.
The thing that I'm thinking of is people that have, like, if something happens to you, like, what if you get raped?
Again, corner case. But yes, it does happen. Corner cases happen. They're not a fantasy. There is a certain number of women per year. I think I calculated it out at some point, 10 to 20,000 women that do get pregnant from criminal activity. 10 to 20,000.
What if anything like that? Or what if
or maybe less. I can't. That could have included the incest as well. I'm not sure.
Some like a family member molests someone.
I used to have.
Well, yeah, that's the really hard one. Obviously somebody who's assaulted that's a difficult situation as well. But I'm guessing, Joe, and I don't know this to be the 100% proof case because I've never been involved in helping someone with if that happened. I can only imagine when they arrive at the hospital to be checked out or whatever, that they are offered the opportunity to get the emergency pill or whatever, so that whatever's happened or didn't happen down there, boom, flushes it out, done. Oh, but you're still yes, I know. But I mean, you're talking about someone who's a victim of a crime here. So I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'll never be in that situation. So that's difficult. But again, if we want to change the law to make it legal for these types of things, okay, let's do that. Joe, you know damn well that's not what they want. They want free, unrestricted, unfettered abortion at any time for any reason. So the 99% of abortion that is for convenience is what they're worried about. Joe, you know that. Don't give us the red herrings, man. You're better than this. Come on.
I have a bit about it, but it's a talking point. Like,
getting back to the incest. That's a really difficult one because, it's probably a younger child, 12, 13, whatever. How does a preteen or early teen deal with that sort of thing? That's very difficult. I don't know, honestly, what to do with that one. But I mean, these things do happen. What are you going to do about that? 13-year-old gets pregnant by her uncle or something. I mean, you hate to even think of it, but unfortunately, these things do happen. So, like I said, let's not be heartless here. We can probably come to some solution that will work for victims of crime. But that's not the majority, Joe. You know that.
How should it be okay in cases of rape? That's like saying a fetus is a living thing unless his dad was an asshole.
Right.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, exactly. That's another. It's not the kid's fault, right? It's the perpetrator of the crime's fault. Yeah, again, another tough one. I will never be in that position, and smarter people are going to have to think that one through. I will give you that.
How's it the baby's fault his dad was a rapist?
Right. How is it the baby's fault that?
Yep.
But what if it's your father or something fucking crazy sick?
Yeah, again, that's probably the toughest one of all.
It's just, I just don't like, I don't like people telling other people what they can and can't do, but it gets weird when the baby gets like 6 months old.
I would agree. Now, one would hope, in the states that, well, everybody allows abortion yet, but if Roe is overturned, in the states that do allow it, there's a time limit sufficient. But I mean, yeah, you get out to 6 months, come on now. You can't make your mind up. Now, let's also talk about the other corner cases, which do happen. There's different types of pregnancies where the kid gets fertilized in the tubes or something. And I'm not a biologist, but there's these things that happen. Or the child's going to come out with no brain or crazy stuff, right? There's got to be accommodation for that kind of thing. The health of the mother. And I mean her health. Like, she has this kid, she keeps this kid, she's going to die. Okay. I'm there. Yep. It's unfortunate. But, what are you going to do? Let 2 people die? I think that would be really stupid. Again, accommodations for these things. But again, those are corner cases.
It gets weird when they're really, really pregnant because in some states, the longest, I don't know what the rules are now, but I know that some states had late-term abortions. And sometimes you need one for medical reasons, right? Like the woman could die if she gives birth. Like, it's a decision.
Yes. Yeah. Again, Joe. Yes. No. I don't disagree, but it's a corner case.
People have to make.
Well, if you look back, what was your favorite part of being a fetus?
Well, was
okay. That was kind of
your favorite part of being 3. Should I be able to shoot you at 3 because I don't want to take care of you anymore? It's one of those things. It's like I am 100% for a woman's right to choose.
But I'm not hearing anything about the father's right. Joe, are we going to get around to that eventually, or are we just going to forget about that? We saw the signs earlier, right? It's you cannot force women to have children, but you can force men. So what are we going to do anything about that? Men should have used protection, shouldn't have had sex. Okay, so should she. So why does she have totalitarian, dictatorial control over what happens to that kid? And regardless of her decision, he has to live with it, including paying for it, even if he doesn't want to become a father. Where are we going to get that into the law? Where are we going to take care of that? Oh, but then you're going to have these evil toxic men running around getting all these women pregnant. Well, maybe. But then again, there's the obvious that's never talked about. If it isn't a crime, it is a agreed upon act. Do you see my point?
But as a human being, just a person observing things, there's a big difference between a little clump of cells and a fetus with an eyeball and a beating heart. And for anybody to pretend there's not, it's you're not doing any.
But where do you draw the line?
Right, where do you draw the line?
Yeah,
that's the question.
I think it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, 6 weeks a little too early. 8, 9 weeks. I think it was legal in the Bible until what they call the quickening, and I assume that was before. If you want to bring, excuse me. Oh boy, we want to bring the Bible into it. I think it was the quickening, where before she felt, I guess, the baby, it was okay. All right.
Very impressed by Joe today. In his podcast, he talks about the repeal of the Roe versus Wade and abortion rights.
This is Vincent Briatore. I'll put the link here in the old chatola. All right. So what's going on this afternoon other than listening to me? Yeah. Nice day in St. Louis. Good mother's here. Hello. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing an invite. I don't know if we want to call it. Man, we'll see. Let's see what this guy has to say for a little bit here anyway. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Go.
Very touchy subject. I thought he was very eloquent, kind of showing both sides, of the argument. It is it's something else. Apparently this is going to cause on a federal level for it to be illegal, and it's going to fall back on states.
Well, it's not illegal. It's just not legal. So yeah, maybe a difference without a distinction, but the government, federal, has no authority to do one way or the other. Is really what it is. It's up to the states. 10th Amendment, all that happy shit.
Really, it's going to take a few weeks and months before and see really how this plays out.
Well, they have to release the freaking opinion first, sir. Yes, you're right.
But it probably is going to become more difficult to get an abortion in many states, which is already, over the past few years, it has become more and more difficult and may become even more difficult. A lot of people...
Mostly in the South, yeah. Texas, Missouri, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Utah, Idaho. Places like
see this
Dakotas
as a leap backwards. I think of it from an economical standpoint, right?
Yes.
A lot of these children, unwanted children, there's uptick in crime. There's all kind of societal repercussions.
Oh, have you read Freakonomics? They said the same thing, and that was racist.
They just don't make any sense. My theory, because I'm not someone who loves the idea of abortions, but at the same time think that it's necessary. Well, I think we should make them unnecessary. Well, how do you make them unnecessary? Well,
free birth control.
By having more birth control. My theory is
free birth control is what they want. I'd even be willing to sign up for that.
We automatically put birth control in the water. Now, hear me out. I know.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's like,
I know where you're going.
You can't do this, but listen, we sterilize everybody at birth, and then when you're whatever, you have a financial ability to take care of a child, you apply, and a permit is then approved based on your financial, economical, health.
Whoa.
And you're allowed to have a child. Now, I know you're like, well, no, this is crazy talk. Everybody should be able to have as many kids as they want at any point. I'm like, okay. But here's the thing. The world is becoming more and more overpopulated. This is...
No, dude, come on. Come on. Dude. It's not true. It's not. I read somewhere, and I don't have the statistics in front of me, but I read somewhere that you could take the entire population of the earth and put said population in Texas. So it's not an overpopulation thing. It's a resource thing. We have to figure out ways to maintain the environment, make sure the fish, stay healthy, and figure out ways to grow grain and all that other stuff. We're doing okay so far. And it's a shame that in some countries people are starving. I don't know why the West hasn't done anything about that. Usually you send packages of food and it gets, shaved off, and the dictators of these places get all the, It's a complex problem with no easy solution. But overpopulation, that's not happening.
Not going to be sustainable. If the same people that want, like, you want everybody to be taken care of. You don't want any more poverty. You don't want people to starve. Okay, well, the only way we're going to be able to take care of everyone is if we have fewer people.
Okay, then.
And even if you believe that we can sustain more people short term by increasing production, stacking agriculture, going vegan, I don't know, whatever you believe, 50, 100, 200 years from now, we are going to get to the point where it's no longer sustainable. So why not try to start proactively thinking of ideas so that we reduce unwanted children, that we reduce people that are unable to be taken care of? Agapito.
By God, we have such a thing. It's called birth control.
The only way to raise everybody's quality of life is to shrink the amount of people we have. I mean, even
oh boy.
if you say, okay, we can maintain around 7-8 billion people that we have now.
Jordan Peterson or some of these guys I listen to, they estimate that the world population will top out around 9 billion. I don't know how they come up with that figure, but that's what they're saying.
Okay, well, we still have to reduce the growth rate that we're having. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I know that it sounds crazy.
It does, yeah. You're saying reducing the population by not having children. We're already doing that in the United States, but most of the West is.
But I've always thought about this, and I know that it's all about freedom, and freedom is important, but you have to have a license to drive a vehicle. You have to have a concealed carry license. You got, all kind of things that you have to apply for.
So
right?
your solution is to give licenses out to have kids. Well, I can't see anybody possibly abusing that system. If you happen to be, I don't know, a Christian or a black guy, you might not get a permit. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
Right, to get licenses to practice to do, because they have a big impact in the world.
Or whatever racial person of color they don't want. That's called kind of eugenics. Is just not a good idea.
Because
that's where abortion sprang from.
They jeopardize other people's lives, like driving, right? But for some reason, you can just spit out kids, and that's the most important thing that you can do as a human being, is to give life to someone else, and people are just doing it like nothing.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Saw this video.
You know what would happen though if we regulated the welfare state just a little, just a teeny weensy little bit. Like the only people that could get government funded welfare are people who seriously could not support themselves. Maybe they're handicapped or they're mentally incompetent or something like that. It's up to the society to take care of people like that. But this free for all welfare, free cheese, free housing, this, that, everything else, free Obama phones. Do you think maybe there's an incentive there? Not saying it's the main incentive. I'm just saying it is an incentive. It's like, well, yeah, I could have an abortion or get married, but hell, I could have a baby, get some money. Just saying, maybe.
Of these people in Portland, it was a whole family nodding off. I'll post it if I can find it.
Okay.
They're nodding off. There's a guy nodding off. Nodding off means like from opioid, heroin.
They're shooting up. Okay.
Or, oxycodones, like, they fall asleep. Guy's got a kid in this little thing. Kid's nodding off too. It's horrible. I don't say and the wife too, she's staggering. Everybody's nodding off. This is what we're dealing with. And I don't.
And so if we legalize drugs, that would make things all better. Okay.
Say that, obviously
that's another talking point of the left in general.
More poor situation overseas. We don't really have that big of a poverty issue in the United States compared to, Ethiopia, for the love of Christ. But
yeah.
It just goes that people are having kids. They shouldn't be having kids, all right? So what are we going to do about it? Any ideas? Welcome. What do you guys think? Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, by Red is So Green.
I think his idea isn't quite so good. Oh my God. Warmaster 7, world population could fit in Texas. Family of 4 gets a quarter acre. I've driven through valleys bigger than the city he never leaves. Oh yeah, Texas is freaking huge. Same with Alaska, same with the provinces of Canada. My God, there's a lot of land up there. Now, there are challenges, obviously. There's, supply chain stuff. If you live in Churchill, you got to, you fly in, you can't get supplies. Dog sled, I don't know. Chris Mitchell, work on that when you're the real emperor. Good Mother says he is a feminist puppet. It sounds pretty left if you want to start eliminating population of the world. That's a bad place to go. Mikta Allah, not your decision to decide others' business, mister. Well, there is that. But I mean, he did come around and kind of look at the other side of it. So I give him a little pass. But still, I do not hear anything about the father. Nothing. I have signs all day telling the government can't force me to have a baby, but they can force men to become parents. Our man. I believe masters also did this, dictating to their who could and could not procreate. Not just American either. It's been throughout it. Yeah, you might be right. I'm not 100% sure about that. You know, that it wouldn't surprise me. It was a horrible freaking time, and it still is in some places. Smash a Vuzi. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Scott Farkas. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's that's what I was saying. Whoa, bro, where are you going here? What are you talking about? And there was one Bill Maher one I was going to do. Did you hear about that? What the hell happened to Bill Maher? Wasn't he I guess maybe he just hated Trump more than anything. And now he's like, wait a minute, this ship's fucked up, man. What's going on? Let me see if I can find it. Clip on student loan forgiveness. Believe it or not. Whoa. I guess they're not going to invite him to any of the good parties anymore. Huh? Student loan. Just had a clip like Friday. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. Oh, he's been talking about this for a while. Wow. Okay. He's probably changed his mind a couple days. Where is it? Oh, he looks like he's been ripping on college for quite a while. Let me find his new one here. So if we can see where that leads. Well, here's Elizabeth Warren on The View. Oh, jeez. Did you see the explosion that Chunk Yogurt had the other day? Tasty. Same with Anna Kasparian, too. Oh, maybe we should find those clips. Oh, my God. That was pretty crazy. So, of course, I can't find the one I was looking for because that'd be too easy. It'd be too simple. Yeah. Let's see. Just looking. Talk amongst yourselves. Get some popcorn. Take a break in the toilet. Huh. I can't believe I can't find. I just had it this morning. What the hell? Yeah, there's the whole show, but we don't want to talk about that. Oh, Tommy Lauren rails against student debt. Okay. We'll try that.
Look, if you haven't claimed your free 72-hour survival food kit, time is running out. We keep running out of our bigger kits for weeks at a time.
As soon as I get a house, I'll start getting some of this stuff.
All right, guys. So Tomato Lorenzo
oh God. All right.
Went on Fox Business Network talking to Stuart Varney here. Clash of the Pompous People. That's what this is.
Oh.
He's going to ask a question about student loan debt elimination. A little softball down the center of the plate for Tommy Lauren, and let's see how she reacts.
I want to know how a youngster like yourself.
I should put up a trigger warning. Her voice triggers me.
Feels about forgiving student loans, because President Biden says he is considering student loan debt forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, he's not. What he's considering is $10,000 of student loan reduction, and it's means tested.
Isn't that forgiveness then, sir? Not total forgiveness.
Of course, Biden would take an idea that is wonderful, eliminating all student loan debt, and water it down massively to the point.
Well, you're going to have to explain why you believe it's wonderful. Why should I have to pay for your shit? This is secular talk, I guess. All right. Well, put the linky in. Let's hear what the man has to say and what Tommy Lauren has to say. Did she get married yet? Can you imagine? Oh God! And another topic. Go ahead.
Point where it's only 10 grand and it's only for middle income and lower income people.
Dude.
And
yes.
Make it a half measure, make it more of a welfare program than a universal thing.
How about this? I might go along with something that says, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the interest down to 0 or some small number, 0.25 or something, but you still have to pay it back. Sorry. You went to college, you benefited from it, and if you didn't, you took the wrong major, and that's still not my problem. So I might go for that, but no, not handing out free money. No, we don't have the money, people.
Of course.
Are you in favor of student loan debt forgiveness?
What a cheap trick to try to garner favor with blissfully
Well.
ignorant young people is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
A cheap trick to eliminate student loan debt. A cheap trick.
I'm sure she'll explain what she means. She'll probably get around to the fact that, well, if we need to do this, we're probably going to have to borrow the money. And when these kids get older, they're going to have to pay more taxes to pay down the debt. So they really are not going to win. But okay.
A cheap trick.
Yeah. It was a good band. Rockford, Illinois.
I don't know how to explain to these people that obviously good things are obviously good.
Okay. Well, please do. We would like to hear your opinion on this.
We have free high school. We have free middle school.
You ever paid a property tax bill, bro? Ain't free, bro. And people who don't own property, bro, don't pay property taxes directly. So who gets stuck with the bill for this free shit? Anyone? Me, as a taxpayer.
We have free elementary school.
It's not free.
Just understand that in today's day and age, a college degree is the same as a high school degree used to be.
That's worthless. Yeah. That's a whole big old can of worms there, sir, we could talk about.
And then it should logically follow that, oh, well, then that should be free. Now,
who's going to pay for it? How much would it cost? $50 billion, $100 billion a year? Might be able to make the argument, but cut it from somewhere else. Don't add to the debt.
Now, if you're like, hey, not college isn't for everybody, that might not make sense, then I respond to you with, you could also choose if you'd like to go to trade school for free. So
okay,
we should have a college option or trade school option for free.
Okay, you're willing to pay for that. Okay. All right. You know, you could do that now, though, really. You could run down to your college, pick out a nice young person and say, you know what? I feel so strongly that you should go to college for free. I'm going to pay for it. You can do that right now. There's no law against that. So why don't you do that? How many kids have you sponsored? None? Thought so.
$7 trillion in the Middle East spent.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not at all.
$7 trillion on a bunch of illegal wars and nation building.
Again, I'm not 100% not with you there. Time has a way of making things a little more clear, if you know what I mean.
It would cost they say 1.6 on the graphic that's going to show, but I think it's 1.7 trillion. It should definitely be done.
1.7 to forgive or 1.7 a year to support it. I don't know. Probably that seems like a lot.
My God, it would be a wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she calls it a cheap trick. No, a cheap trick is when we bail out Wall Street with no strings attached when they bankrupted their own companies.
Again, I can't disagree. I hear you.
That's a cheap trick.
Yeah, I get your point of view.
And then they paid bonuses to the same people who made the poor decisions, which led to the economic crash and led to the companies going bankrupt.
And who passed the laws for all this? Congress.
That's a cheap trick. That's all because of corruption. This
absolutely.
This is not a cheap trick. This is bailing out people who need to be bailed out because the system is rigged against them.
No, it's not. No. They were adults. They signed the contract. They were 18 years of age. They could vote. And they signed on the dotted line. They did not have to go to attend college for lesbian dance studies. And don't give me this bullshit that we're talking about anything else. We're talking about people who got useless shit degrees and they can't make enough money to kick off what they owe. No one forced them to take shit degrees, did they? So it was their own free will, and thus they should pay it back. Sorry.
Crystal Ball did a great thing recently. She did a great monologue explaining how the way the current system works with the loans for college, it's just a giant neoliberal scam. You were told
a neoliberal scam. Okay, go on.
Oh, look, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to improve your own life. You got to go to college. We'll give you the loans to go to college. And then when people do that, they do exactly that. Then everybody turns around later on and says, well, you were irresponsible for taking out the loan to go to college. What?
No. You were irresponsible because you picked a shitty major.
You said that's the American dream. Take out the loan, go to college, improve yourself, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I did that. And then now I'm more in debt and I'm in a worse position.
Because you didn't take a good major. Yes. Take computer science, take engineering, take medicine, take anything that's useful. Underwater basket weaving or HR studies or whatever the fuck. It's not worth your time. Anyone who has half a brain in their head knows this. It's useless. Well, okay, not 100% useless, but it's not. It's definitely not 100% marketable. Let's put it to you that way.
It was just a scam. The whole thing was a fucking scam.
But the neoliberals didn't tell these women, the majority of the student debt is held with women, to take garbage majors, did they? No.
And Tommy Lawrence supports that scam very clearly.
I am completely against this because this is only going to cause more problems for the entitlement generation. Listen, you win.
Entitlement generation.
Yeah.
Entitlement generation.
Yes.
Okay. How inexpensive was college for the boomers?
$1,200 a semester. But that was a long time ago. And it was a state school. It was a good school. I got a fine education. I didn't have to go to Harvard to study medieval French art history.
It was super inexpensive.
Well, it wasn't exactly inexpensive when you ratio in inflation. It was cheaper, yeah.
The price has skyrocketed for millennials. A lot of millennials and Gen Zers, of course, but live with their parents.
Why do you think the price of college has skyrocketed? Is there any joining together of two things you're talking about that may be the cause of one of them? Cheap and easy student loans. Colleges charge what they want. Yeah, maybe that's part of the scam you're speaking of. No?
Because they can't really afford to move out and the jobs aren't paying that well.
I mean, if you get an engineering degree or whatever, some kind of trade, whatever the hell it is. I mean, for engineering, you could do it in 2 years. You know, you have to take all that liberal arts bullshit and crap and whatever. And then that's not necessarily all bullshit. And I learned a lot, but you could get it done in 3 years if you wanted to. So try that. Or you know what? Here's another opportunity for you. You could get that side hustle going and you could work. You could work a half-time job, pay for your beer, all that stuff. Yeah, you could do that.
And she calls the generation of which she is a part the entitlement generation. Oh.
Yes. How would you define an entitlement? They want something free. They want their student loan forgiveness, and they willingly signed on the dotted line. They were adults. Get my drift?
As if it wasn't the previous generations that fucked everything up. and then handed it to us on a silver platter.
Hey now. Hey now. Who of you millennial types and Gen Xers have been voting for 40 years? Democrats?
It was like, now you guys deal with the fallout of it.
Yeah.
Into college, you paid for an overpriced education, or you signed up to pay for an overpriced education, and now you want the taxpayer to pay for it for you. So not only is that bad for the entitlement generation, who thinks everything is free, by the way, it's not.
Like nothing is free these days. Nothing.
Yes. Why should it be?
Now, there are about 6 European countries where college is free.
What are the tax rates in those European countries? Help me understand that. 75%? Nothing is free, bro.
The overwhelming majority of Americans want college to be free.
Really? As long as someone else pays for it, sure.
There are places where the basics are met, but it's not here. It's not here at all. It should be here. It's not here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not here. They think everything's free.
Well, you just said in Scandinavia it's free. Is it though? Is there any cost for lodging and books and all that stuff, or just the tuition's free? Is there anything else? I hear some places they get a check and everything. So yeah, cool. What does Norway have that a lot of people don't in this world? Oil. Think that has anything to do with it? Nah.
People my age and younger haven't experienced anything that's free. Like literally nothing.
Where was my free? What did I get for free? I'm a boomer. Where was my free shit? I didn't get anything. I did get one scholarship. $1,000. I should pay the guy back. So I did get one scholarship.
Now, maybe if certain things were taken off the table in what's supposed to be a civilized, developed society, people would have a better crack at life, man. It's just really like free college and eliminating student loan debt is all about actually giving people equal opportunity. That's what it's about. It's about actually giving people a shot to make it.
Mm-hmm. So do you believe that the government should also regulate what people can take? We're going to project we need 10,000 new engineers starting in 2023. So we're going to pick out 10,000 people and make them be engineers. Is that how you want to do this? Do you?
If you don't have a roof over your head, you don't have food in your stomach, you don't have an education.
Yeah.
Are you really free? Like, you're free to struggle. You're free to starve. You're free to tread water in the same place. You're not actually free. You can't tell me that, a kid born to a single mom in Harlem has the same chance as Mitt Romney's son.
Maybe single mom should have used birth control. Maybe she shouldn't have been out fucking, having babies. You think?
Of course they don't. They have totally different chances. We're trying to give equal opportunity.
No, you want equal outcome. Stop it.
And they smear that. And they portray that as if we are in favor of equality of outcome.
That's exactly what you are in favor of. Yes.
No, we just don't want to have a 100-yard dash where one person starts at the 85-yard line and another person
that's a quality of outcome, bro. Come on.
Starts at the negative 20-yard line, because that's not fair. So there are basic things you could do.
Oh, it's not fair. Oh my God. What are we going to do
to try to ameliorate that? Give people free healthcare. Give people a free education. Give people a universal basic income.
Well, did anyone see this coming when we started hearing from this gentleman? No? All the surprise, is it? Good mother is right again. Feminist puppet. Let's see. The U.S., the Ursine supremacy, or is it Ursine? I know your type. You read from a limited set of scripts and then demand validation. I don't have time for people like you. Goodbye. Oh, God, do we have a pissing match going on in the chat? Uh-oh. Free Ross. Are you pissing people off? Scott Farkas. Life isn't fair. Yeah, it's not. I can't even tell you how I was. Literally. Until I decided, you know what? This sucks. So then I went back to college and got a degree in something useful. Oh God, there was a moment when I was going to go for a communications degree. I know. I whip myself with wet noodles every night. It's like, why would you even consider? How stupid. And it would have been really, really, really stupid. Because, engineering paychecks are a little larger than communication.
Now, look, after you provide the basics, I'm totally fine saying, look, it's on you now. And let's have sort of a meritocracy type situation where there's competition. I'm totally fine with that. But you have to meet the basics. If you don't meet the basics, then what are we talking about here?
So is there going to be some test to determine which students get seats? Because, if everything was free suddenly, we'd need a lot more colleges, wouldn't we? So how are we going to deal with that? Is there going to be a test? Is there going to be a limit? Is there going to be some set score? No. All that's racist. We know that. So what are you going to do? Let anybody go? They have to keep a certain grade point average, do they? Or else they get the money cut off. Well, how are you going to work it? Just curious how that would. I'm sure there's probably some of that in Norway. If you're a fuck up and you can't get your grades above a 2.0 or something, sorry. You're not college material. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems to make sense. Otherwise, you'd have everybody wanting to go party for 4 years and let somebody pay for it.
You're just finger wagging at people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps when they don't even have boots. And that's what Tommy Lauren's whole shtick is.
But it's also bad for inflation. And let's talk about the price of college. Yes, college does cost too much. I agree with you. But
not if you go to a good state school. You can go to Colorado State. I think that's in Fort Collins or Boulder, one of them. It's like $25,000 a year. That's everything. It's not bad, right? 75. What would you get? 100 of the year? Okay, so you get $100,000, and you get a job. You stack boxes at Walmart like your forefathers did in the boomer generation, and before that, you work yourself through. See how that works? You work in the summer. Well, I shouldn't have to do that because that interferes with my party time. Indeed.
By the way, it has nothing to do with inflation. The reason why inflation has been bad and is bad is mainly because of the supply chain and monopolies.
Supply chain and monopolies. Oh, okay.
Industries where there are monopolies, they can artificially keep the prices high. And
name a few examples.
The supply chain makes it so that supply is down and demand is up. So the answer to that would be, let's break up the monopolies and let's stop outsourcing our jobs and rebuild American manufacturing here.
I partially agree. Yeah. But which monopolies are you speaking of? For example, a company like Airbus in France, are they a monopoly? Because nobody else makes airplanes. Break them up? What do you want? A different bunch of airplane companies? Is that how this is going to work? Which monopolies are you speaking of, sir?
She makes it seem like, if we do
Microsoft, I don't know, maybe. Who knows?
If we eliminate student loan debt or do free college, inflation, that would lead to inflation. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She has no.
Well, I don't think she really does either, but
idea what she's talking about in terms of economics.
Government getting involved in forgiving things, that helps in no way, shape, or form. It gives these universities these.
Eliminating student loan debt, quote, helps in no way, shape, or form.
Well, for the short term.
It certainly helps the people who have the student loan debt. They'd wake up tomorrow and be like, oh my God, my student loan debt is no longer here. That is.
Yeah, here's what she's probably referring to with inflation. And I think even you'd agree, if we could have the discussion, if you suddenly had essentially $1.6 trillion of loan forgiven, say, well, that would mean all of these people who haven't really been paying their loans in the first place. But the idea would there'd be more dollars chasing goods, right? There'd be more money in the economy. And I'm no economist, so I'm probably 100% wrong. But people would have more money to spend. And that likely would drive up the price of stuff because of the supply chain, because of XYZ. That's maybe what she's trying to get. I don't know.
It's wonderful. That's I've now freed up some capital. I can maybe go lease a car. I can maybe go
driving up the cost. Yes, because there's more people chasing. Supply and demand. You just said it, bro. Didn't you? Come on.
Move to a new apartment. I could go out to eat, whatever.
Yeah, apartment's lateral, but okay, yeah, go out to eat, right? So the restaurants are busier, and they have a limited supply, so the price will go up. See? Pretty easy.
It helps in no way, shape, or form.
Colleges no incentive to have competitive pricing in their tuition. It allows them to jack up as high as they want. The indoctrination camps are raking in the money, courtesy of the American taxpayer, and at the detriment of young people who think there is a such thing as a free lunch.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Indoctrination camps.
But the thing that bothers me is we have adult kids here, 18 years old, signed a contract, and now they want out of it. No, I don't think so. Now, maybe future from here on, we've come up with some other plan. I don't know what that would be. What I would look at is based the loan on the expected salary, the beginning salary of the career, whatever they pick. Here's what we expect it's going to be, so you can borrow up to that amount or whatever. And so if somebody wanted to take gender weaving or whatever studies, they could do that, but they wouldn't get a big loan because it doesn't pay. See, invest in the technology and whatever that does pay and that's needed in this country. Government gives you a little more money, or somebody, right? Seems like a pretty simple way to maybe address that, or at least one way. It's not the perfect way, but maybe one way.
She calls schools.
They are. They're indoctrination camps, and you damn well know it, sir. Stop.
Oh, man. How do I even respond to this stuff? Look,
I don't know. You're not going to, probably.
I don't. I want to say more, but what's the point? It's like her whole shtick is, I am the right-wing young woman. Like, that's her whole shtick. She's not. I don't think she actually wants to.
She's not
engage based on the merit of various policies. I think she's just playing a role, and I could always sense that when there's almost no deviation from the narrative, and she's one of those people.
Kind of when you talk to a feminist, right?
Feel like 3% of the time, 4% of the time, she'll deviate from the narrative, but it is very rare, super rare. And this is just another example of it here.
Why does that have to be a conservative or Republican idea? That if you signed up for something, you get to pay it back. Just a common sense idea. You didn't have to go to college. Could have worked there's a million opportunities. Go in the military. You could go to trade school. You could just work for a couple years at Walmart. Maybe get your head on straight. See what you really want to do with your life. There's a billion things you can do. No, maybe not a billion, but a lot. But nope, got to go to college. Why? To learn about what? Nonsense.
Never forget, there's been a number of people on the right. I don't think Tommy was one of these, to be fair to her, but who postured as even though I'm on the right, I'm a populist. But now, with the student loan debate happening, everything I've seen from anybody on the right is against student loan debt elimination.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Bingo. Yes. Zero interest as far as I'll go. But you sign the contract, you pay it back. You go buy a car, and you decide you don't want to pay for it because whatever, it's too expensive. That's your fucking problem, isn't it? You could make a similar argument. Well, you need a car to get around. I mean, God, how are you going to work if you don't have a car? Okay. So you could go buy a Toyota, used one, a few $1,000s. Well, who knows what they are these days. Or you can go out and buy the Mercedes. Get this huge lease. That's up to you to do that. But if you do buy the Mercedes and you can't afford the lease, how is it my problem? And why should the government step in and bail your ass out? If you're an adult and you sign the contract, dude. It's not Republican. This is just common sense. You don't get free shit. Again, if you want to go forward from here and come up with some other plan, fine. Show us the plan. Something other than free everything, because there's nothing free And we're in debt up to our eyeballs. We can't afford it. There was a proposal, and they said, okay, it's going to cost us $300 billion a year to put people in. Of course, it's going to be more than that because once it's free, there are a lot more people going to be interested. Static analysis is never good when you're dealing with people, because incentives will change the way people behave. You know that. I don't have to explain it to you. But let's just say it's $300 billion. If they cut $300 billion out of the rest of the government fat, and they wanted to fund that, and they think it's a good for the public, okay, sure. But they're not going to do that. That's the problem. They're just going to tack it on the rest of the freaking debt and borrow more money from China. We all know that. Oh, but what about taxing all those evil rich people? Somebody did an analysis. I'm not sure when, a couple years ago. Maybe I did too, I don't know. I think as if you take every asset of every person who has a net worth of $1 million or more in this country, I'm not their income, everything. You could run the country for like 3 years. Then what? So where are you going to get all this fucking money, bro? Well, the future tax revenues from these people when they get these. Well, they got to get a good degree in the first place to get a job. None of that's going to change if it's free. They're still going to take shit degrees and not get paid. And then they'll bitch about that. Well, why shouldn't a childcare worker get paid as much as a welder, as they said in Australia? Well, duh.
So, ain't no populist dog at all.
Because it's a male-dominated profession. That's the excuse.
Like, these people are nowhere near populism. They're the furthest thing from populists, and they're advocating for a rigidly elitist idea. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm.
All right. I put the link in the chat, so you can go check out his arguments. Let's see here. It says, Ayrton, math is race. Yes. Yeah, there you go. Mohammed, hello. Engineering medicine requires 98% as a minimum. 98% of what? Sorry, I missed your other comment. Oh, requirements, school scores must be 96%. Okay. So you got to work hard in school, in high school to get in to, I guess, in Egypt, right? Yeah. I mean, that's obviously going to be a problem. Because if you only take the top 2% of students, we're going to be missing a few people. Do you hear my point? I think you do. Michelle Guevara, I'm pretty sure he blocked me. Is somebody having a pissing match? God almighty, you guys. We got those wily rascals in the chat today. Ever heard of the laugh curve? Yes, I have. We already tax the rich at the highest rates possible without lowering tax revenue. Any higher, and there would be net loss in tax revenue, not an increase. Yes, I know. Because if you're rich enough and you got to pay a big chunk of money, it's going to be worth it suddenly to go find better accountants and better tax loopholes and all this shit. And so you don't pay more. You might even pay less. It's a cost benefit. Okay, I can pay another 1% in income tax. It's not going to be worth it for me to even think about it too much. But when I got to pay 10 or 12% more income tax, then you're going to start going, whoa. If I pay 1 or 2% to a really good accountant and a lawyer, I bet I can get this figured out. No kidding. And who makes the laws about all these loopholes, these evil rich people? Congress. Congress did. Hello, Ghost Pill. How are you? Let's see. Mohammed, government, university, free education. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they could figure out a way to do it without raising the deficit, I suppose, and they would have to put into effect some kind of a filter so that not every Tom, Dick, and Harry or Jane can just, I'm going to sit here for 4 years and drink beer. I don't know. You got to have minimum scores, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I still think if the loans continue, base it on the income expected at the end of 4 years. The engineering degree, you start out at 75. You can borrow up to whatever, some percentage of that. If you're going to be an HR assistant, okay, that's going to pay 25. So you get about 7. Nothing's stopping you from taking out extra loans to go get your HR degree, but you're not getting it for free. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Scott, we could talk about these things all day. I know. I hear you. All right. I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you. And probably maybe talk again later. If Chris Mitchell has a stream, might join that. But for now, I'm going to get some food. See you guys later.